Hi everyone, so good to see you on this Friday. Welcome to KREM News at Noon. I'm Laura Papetti, and we do begin with a look at weather as we could see record-breaking heat this weekend. You've been talking about it all week long. It looks like it's all panning out. Meteorologist Thomas Patrick has all the details.
Yeah, in the midst of all the noise between the rain and the thunderstorms early in the weekend, still even some of that haze overhead, it's these summer-like temperatures that are holding true. It's well into the 80s right now. Yes, it does look a little bit hazy off into the distance. Not terrible though, and like yesterday, it did start to clear up by the noon hour compared to where we were at earlier on this morning. But let's focus in on that heat. 81 degrees as of the noon hour, and we're on our way to hit about 88 or so by this afternoon. Yes, under hazy skies, but the record stands at 85 for today, so we're probably only a couple hours away from at minimum tying the record for this Friday, and even tomorrow promises to be even hotter yet. But as for our air quality, it has been slightly improving throughout this morning. It has been in the moderate category, which is acceptable or fine. It's when it gets into that orange category or lower, so when we start to see some problems. But the AQI went from 95 to now 76 as of this hour. I think we're going to mostly stay in that moderate air quality stage for today and likely tomorrow before our next storm system comes into play. But yeah, near 90 today and still forecasting 90 on Saturday, and what promises to be quite easily some of the hottest days we've felt so far this year.
Thomas, thank you. And right now, wildfires continue to burn all across Alberta, Canada. And some of that haze that we've been seeing as we look up in our skies, well, that's due to smoke that's coming our way from those fires. This afternoon, a group of local firefighters are heading to Edmonton to help fight the wildfires. That group comes from Fire District 9, Spokane, and Spokane Valley Fire Departments. Their goal is to be in Edmonton by tomorrow. Well, then they'll get their assigned location.
We've been preparing here for our fire season to start in Washington, and being able to help Canada during their time of need is a proud feeling. There's been many times where we have been short of resources here in the United States, and Canada has assisted us many times on past years, and this is a year for us to return and help them out in their time of need.
Canadian wildland crews have been stretched now thin for weeks. Right now, there are at least 50 active wildfires burning near Alberta. And hazy skies and wildfire smoke, something we're pretty familiar with here in the inland Northwest, but it does feel like this is a bit earlier than usual. Air pollution experts from the University of Washington say an early start to smoke in the skies doesn't necessarily mean a better or worse wildfire season, but now is certainly the time to start preparing.
It's really a wake-up call. Be ready. Think about how you're going to provide a clean air space for your family and your home. Get ready with your air purifiers, with your do-it-yourself fan and MERV 13 filters.
Poor air quality levels can be dangerous to vulnerable populations, such as the elderly, to children and people with heart or lung conditions. While it's not summer quite yet, it is, as you heard, still a very good time to start getting ready for the hotter weather that we are seeing actually coming up this weekend, and of course more during the summertime. An urgent search this afternoon for a missing 2-year-old little boy named Rudy Reyes. Police say he was taken by his father, and right now authorities are searching for a gray 2008 Lexus. It has an Idaho license plate, and the number is 2CTJ790. Rudy and his father, Rodolfo Reyes, were last seen in Nampa, Idaho, and police believe they may be headed to Oregon. Anyone with any information, you're asked to call 911. And looking ahead now to Monday, the man suspected of murdering 4 University of Idaho students will be in court for his arraignment. Earlier this week, we learned a secret grand jury indicted Brian Koberger on all charges. That indictment means he will no longer have a preliminary hearing scheduled in June. Monday's arraignment is where he will likely enter a plea of guilty or not guilty. The suspect now faces 4 first-degree murder charges and 1 count of burglary. His arraignment starts at 9 a.m. on Monday in Latah County, and KREM 2 will be live from Moscow all morning long ahead of that arraignment. Also starting today, drivers will have to use a different way to find out information about roads. The Washington State Department of Transportation is deactivating the 511 service that many of you may have used in the past. Nicole Hernandez has more on when and why that service is now ending.
So as of today, drivers cannot call 511 to get information about the roads here in Washington State. And I talked to the State Department of Transportation about why they got rid of this service. They said really it's because less people are using it.
At its peak, there were roughly 2.2 million users a year. That has steadily declined as technology has changed. More people visiting our app or our website, getting that information in real time. So now we only see about 300,000 users.
So like Ryan mentioned there, 511 has definitely been a big tool for our community in the past. It gave information about traffic, crashes, weather, mountain passes, ferries. But WashDOT was spending $150,000 a year to keep 511 up and running, so it just wasn't worth it for them anymore. That money will now be able to go back into the budget for other things. Plus, drivers can still get all of that information from the WashDOT website or app, from email alerts, from WashDOT social medias or radio stations 5:30 a.m. and 16:10 a.m. If you don't have a smartphone or internet, you can also call the Spokane WashDOT office at 509-244-5992. I do want to give you a look real quick at this app because like I mentioned, super easy to download and really easy to work as well. This is the main screen where when you open it up, it gives you all the different options for information of all the different things across the state, and scrolling at the bottom of the screen there is all of the important alerts for the roads across the state as well. Super easy, intuitive, and gets you the same information you would get if you called 511. In Spokane, Nicole Hernandez, KREM 2 News.
Nicole, appreciate it. Busy day for her because it was a great day to visit a very special school. The KREM Cares Big Book giveaway made its way to Audubon Elementary.
Everyone here today is getting a free book to take home. Yay!
That's Jim Pham and Channing Curtis, of course, from Up with KREM, as well as, you didn't see her there, but Nicole was there with Thomas. The students at Audubon Elementary practice greatness every day, according to their principal. And we got to join in on the greatness and the fun today by handing out nearly 500 free books. Every student got to choose a book to take home. It's part of the KREM 2 commitment to catching kids up on reading following the pandemic and just promoting literacy in general.
The more literature kids are exposed to, the more words they hear, the more language, it just sets them up for success in life. And so we're trying to find out as many ways possible to increase that exposure to language. And so this fits in perfectly with that.
What grade are you guys in?
Librarian at Audubon, one of their amazing staff members and teachers there. So great for them to host us. Thank you. The Up with KREM team not only visited the school, but also sat down and read with them as well. Not sure who had more fun, our KREM 2 team or the students, but a big thank you to the school for hosting us this morning. And a big thank you to BECU for helping provide the books, and Nom Nom for providing coupons for every child at the school to get a summer treat this summer.